Hi, my name's Damien. I successfully write telesales at a high level, and this video is hopefully going to help you do the same thing. So before you start, there's a few things you need to understand. Telesales is very possible. We live in a brand new world. People are used to conducting their business on the phone. But at the same time, people are being called many, many times a day for everything you can think of, from car warranties to diabetic supplies, and you have to do something quickly and effectively at the beginning of the call so that you can differentiate yourself from that. A couple of keys to remember is this is a contact game. This is all about the number of people that you can talk to and have a conversation, and it is a conversation. So if you're one of the folks that think you can eat Twinkies in your underwear, make a bunch of money sitting at home, move on. This isn't going to work for you. And I'm telling you that sincerely with the hopes that I can save you some pain. Because if you don't bring a very strong work ethic, you're done now. Don't even start. But if you do have a strong work ethic and you're willing to put in the time, then you can make this happen. So I'm going to answer the question that I get that I get asked every day. It's, how do you do the telesales? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break down the call for you. I'm going to show you segment by segment how to accomplish what you're trying to do. So the first thing before you even say hello, and I'm not going to discuss it in this video, is you need to have tools. And what I mean by that is you need to have a tool that will help you make a lot of calls in a short period of time. There's a lot of options out there. I have my favorite, and I'll probably do a video another day, but the tools are important because you need to be more effective than manually dialing the phone, and so much of this is right in your head. And manually dialing the phone not only is slower, but it takes a mental and emotional toll on you, and you're just not setting yourself up for success. So you truly need tools. All right. The other thing that you need to consider before you say hello is how you're going to sound on the phone, right? So we've all gotten this call, blip. Hi, John. This is Michael. I'm trying to sell you whatever garbage I'm trying to sell you, right? And your answer is you hang up. That's because they sound like a salesman, and a salesman is looking out for themselves, not for you. You don't want to talk to them, right? So you have to start off immediately with a non-salesman tone, because that's not what you're trying to do. You're trying to help them. You're not trying to sell them. What I mean by that is, picture, how would the receptionist from your doctor's office or your accountant or your real estate agency or any professional organization sound when they get you on the phone? That's what you need to emulate. So this is segment one, attention, introduction. Who are you, right? Hey, John. John, hi, this is Damien. I'm the underwriting manager at the insurance office in Columbus. And it looks like we tried to send you out some information the other day, but I'm not sure if I have your address right. Are you still at 123 Sycamore Street? Okay, and that's in Dayton, right? Okay, John. So that's first introduction. Monotone, matter of fact, with a couple of artificial stutters and stammers and pauses in your voice, because you want to sound like a conversation is happening. You want to be different than a salesman. And that little second of, oh, this isn't a salesman, is going to keep you on the phone. Okay, segment one. Hey, John. John, Damien. I'm the underwriting manager at the insurance office in Columbus. And it looks like we tried to send you out some information this past week, but we might have your address wrong. Are you still at 123 Sycamore Street? Okay, and that's in Dayton, right? Right. So I'm not really sure what happened here. It looks like we dropped the ball, and I apologize. But like I said, I'm the underwriting manager, and I'll take care of this for you. I'm just going to verify the rest of the information, make sure we didn't make a mistake there. Your email address is still john@bob.com, right? Okay. And you put your birth date down as October 1st, 1962, right? Okay. So this is the next step. So when you put in this request, John, were you looking for information about insurance programs for just yourself, or was it you and someone else? Okay. Okay, so these programs, John, you have to understand the way that they work is we don't have to have you go see your doctor for an exam, and we also don't have to have anyone come to your home for a blood test or anything like that, but it's all based on a medical underwriting interview. And we can do this one of two ways. I can either dispatch someone to come see you in person, or you and I can do this on the phone right now. It's whatever's best for you. So that's really one of the first keys. You're giving them the option to do it on the phone. And here's a dirty little secret, they're almost always going to want to do it on the phone. And the reason is a lot of business, most business, is conducted on the phone now. It's easier, it's quicker. We're just coming out of this pandemic nonsense. So a lot of our habits are shifting. If given the option, they're going to choose the phone. Your voice is going to steer them in that direction. And in that 1 to 2% of the time that they choose in person, you can still steer them back to the phone. Okay, so if they say in person, yeah, Damien, I'd rather do it in person. Awesome. So what I'll do is let me just get some basic information so that I can make it quicker for you when that happens. But let's assume that like almost everyone, they choose the phone. So yeah, Damien, we'll do the phone. That's fine. Okay, and then next step. So what I'm going to do, John, like I said, since these are non-medical, it's all based on our underwriting interview. So thinking about your health, have you ever had any issue with heart disease? You screen for the main issues so you know where to place them, right? You figure out where they're going to work, and now this is where the next turn is. Of course, you're going to discuss the policy, you're going to discuss its benefits and all of that. We'll leave that for another day. This is just detailing the major turns of the conversation. And at this point, you're going to have to start gathering some personal information. So remember, and I want you to see, I've not built any rapport here yet. None. That's purposefully. The reason is you need to sound matter of fact, like I said. You need to sound like you do this 100 times a day. And is your doctor's office going to build rapport before they ask you a question about an appointment? I don't think so, right? You will build rapport at some point, but not yet. So this is the turn to get personal information. All right, John, so I found a program that I do think that you may qualify for. This is a whole life program. What that means basically is it lasts your whole life. And there's some other benefits that we really need to talk about. So if you pass away, of course, your beneficiary is going to get the amount that you're getting. But if something happens to you and you get chronically or critically injured or very, very sick, a good portion of this money can come to you and be available now while you're alive to help take care of your expenses. So just discuss the benefits, right? And it looks like, and grab a pen and paper because I'm going to want you to write this down. Don't ask, tell, okay? All right, you ready? So it looks like, John, there's 3 levels that I might be able to get you qualified at. Looks like $10,000 is about $50 a month. Looks like $20,000 is about $83 a month, and it looks like $30,000 is $105 a month. You know your budget more than I do. If I can get you approved, which one of those work best? They're going to pick. Okay. All right, so insurance is one of those weird things, John. You can't just buy it. I have to get you approved. So I'm going to go ahead and do a full approval now. Is that fair? They're going to say yes. Okay, so to do that, John, I'm going to ask you questions I already know the answer to, and I'm going to ask you spellings I already know how to spell, but that's because I'm very capable of making mistakes. Just ask my wife. That's the first little turn of rapport that I'm going to start now, because I'm going to collect some information. All right, so John, spell your first and last name. Verify your address again. What's that email address again? Okay. And John, if I get this approved for you, who's your beneficiary going to be? Who are we protecting? All right, so your daughter, Mary. How old is she? Okay. Okay, so if we get this approved, John, Mary is going to get a check for $20,000 from the insurance company. And what you need to do is make sure that she has my personal information so that she knows how to contact me. If anything happens to you, it's going to be hard enough. She doesn't need to worry about that too. Okay. And what, do you know her phone number offhand? So I'm gathering beneficiary information. Okay. And John, what's your social? I hope you heard that I'm using the same monotone for the social that I do everything else. And there's no foreshadowing. I'm not saying, hey, John, I'm going to run you through a medical database. It's going to make sure that everything we said is... I'm not doing that. I'm not saying we need to verify your identity. We do that by your social. I'm not doing that. I'm matter-of-factly asking, hey, John, what's your social? And the reason is, if I don't make it weird, they won't make it weird. 99% of the problem that you'll run into with the social is if your voice changes. You put too much foreshadowing. Okay, you get all this information. This is an example of what not to do. And John, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put your information through a medical database and verify your identity. To do that, we're going to get your social security number and your bank account. What's your social security number? Intonation changed. I just made it really super weird. No. I don't foreshadow anything. I don't say, in order to do this, we're going to take 25 pieces of documentation to see you are who you are, and hey, if you do it, rock on. It works for you, cool. It doesn't work for me. I've tried it. It doesn't work for me. So just same monotone. And what's your social? So let's say in that weird event you do get someone that says, no, I don't feel comfortable giving you that. Same calm tone. No, I get it, John. The reason is this is insurance, and just like any official program, you have to use your identification. What's your social? Same tone. Go back with the re-ask. They give you another objection. Acknowledge it, answer it, re-ask, right? Yeah, no, John, I understand. It is kind of weird. There's a whole lot of things in this world going on today that makes a person uncomfortable. For what it's worth, you know my license number. You know what we're discussing. We've been on the phone for 15 minutes now. This is to get your daughter protected. You know, a quote's not going to protect your daughter, Mary. What's your social? And you're either going to get it or you're not, but I will say 99% of the time I do. All right. So you keep gathering information. The next major potential roadblock will be banking information. And again, don't foreshadow it. Don't make it weird. You have all of the information. You've picked a date for the premium. Okay, John, and what bank do you use? PNC Bank, Ohio. Okay, so what you do, you go on the computer and you look up routing number PNC Bank, Ohio, and have it in front of you. All right, John, so I see the routing number is 1111111. Is that correct? Well, yeah, it is. Or no, it's not. Okay, what's your routing number? Same tone. What's the account number? Same tone. Don't change your tone. Don't make it weird. Don't give them information they didn't ask for about that. And what I mean by that is that whole foreshadowing and explaining why you want the information. Don't do that. It's a brand new day. People conduct business on the phone. They've already said yes, they're going to do it on the phone. They've already provided the social. They've already provided everything. They're going to provide the payment information. Wrap up the call. Get your signatures. Make sure they understand everything. Make sure that they have your information. Do it again, do it again, do it again. It's as simple as that. This isn't complicated. A couple of key things, and then this video is done. A couple of key takeaways. If I were going to give you any key takeaways that will determine your success or your failure. Number one, be willing to suck until you don't suck, because you will. You're going to be nervous on the phone when you make your first calls. You're going to sound bad. You're going to make all of the mistakes I just told you not to. The reason I know that is because I did, right? So be willing to suck until you don't suck. Number two, always be listening to your tone, right? Make sure that you're not coming across as a salesman, because you're not a salesman. You're a consultant. Number three, make sure you have the work ethic. The best way to go from suck to not suck is to make a whole bunch of calls. You get through that suck period quick, right? But the problem is a lot of people will start, they'll get the resistance, they'll fade away. Okay, number four, is just the numbers. Trust in the numbers. You have to talk to a lot of people so that you can help a lot of people. So that's what I do. That's what I do every day. And I do it from wherever I want to. I'm sitting in the middle of the woods right now, waiting for my dialer to be ready. So that's why I made the video. Yeah. If you want to work from home, telesales specifically, because I know what I'm good at and I know what I'm not, send me an email. My information's down here. Give me a call. Maybe I can help. All right, I hope this helps.